All right. While we get folks trickling in, I'm going to go ahead and get this case cracked open for you guys. Kind of spin it around so everybody can see it. That's not a knife. That's a knife. We got a box stuck. There it goes. I'm like, why isn't it coming out? Let's move the brake mat for a second. Get these guys all kind of situated for us. There's our case. There's our brake mat. Sell out on... Yeah, it's sold out, Joey. Yep. Dan the man, 𝐁𝐫𝐞𝐤 came in and swooped in and said, we're done here. I'll take the rest. Appreciate everybody's help for sure. As I mentioned, if you saw my video just a couple minutes ago, I'm fighting allergies bad. And I was also at the dirt track tonight. And so I haven't had a chance to shower since we've been back from the racetrack. So I'm fighting just a lot with my eyes and nose. So if I suddenly stop talking and you hear me sneeze in the background, that's what's going on, because I'm just trying to get away from the cards and all that stuff. So anyway, it's like I said, my allergies are like on a 10 right now. It's crazy. Anyway, so here is our owner list for tonight. As of when we started the video, I think I'm only missing payments from 2 people, which is fantastic. Missing James Ward and Rob Shelton. And I sent both of those guys a message. But really appreciate everybody being on top of everything. That's super helpful. It makes life really, really easy on me. And then here is our duck race lineup. We're looking for the top 3 in the duck race. First, second, third. We've got 27 spots. And like I mentioned, Dan the man, 𝐁𝐫𝐞𝐤, kind of swooped in there and closed us out to help us get things closer to the finish line, or get us across the finish line. So you're going to see a lot of Dan's name, and then a few others were mixed in there as well. Will Blackman and Bill Tabor, Jeremy Teetsworth, Jordan Hansen all kind of got us started there with it. So anyway, looking for top 3 there. We're going to do the duck race first, then we'll do the giveaway for the brake mat, and then we'll start the break. So we got a couple little bits of business to take care of before we actually get started. Duck race, we need 27. Yep, like that. Oh, wait, I did 0 seconds. We can't do that. How do we go back? Hold up. Then it went to 10 seconds somehow. Let me fix it. I'll figure it out eventually. Goodness. Yeah, we need at least like 30 seconds. Like, 10 seconds isn't enough. And 0 didn't make any sense. It must have defaulted to 10 when I had 0. So let's go. Nope. Let's just go 30 seconds. Like that. All right. I think we're good now. Messing everything up, huh? All right, we'll shuffle them up. And we're going to race them. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. Two, one, duck 3. Duck 3 was making moves. I saw that. All right, so here we go. Duck 3 is going to be first place. That's Bill Tabor. Uh, 19 is going to be second place. That's going to be Dan 𝐁𝐫𝐞𝐤. And duck 25 is third place. That's also Dan 𝐁𝐁𝐫𝐞𝐤. So Bill Tabor and Dan 𝐁𝐁𝐫𝐞𝐤. 3, 19, and 25. 3, 19, and 25 is what we're looking at there. So congrats to Bill and Dan the Man. There we go. And then, now that we've got that piece of business out of the way, we can flip over to random, and I'll do our giveaway for the breaker mat. So this is the breaker mat. So you guys see the mat that I use here. Let me kind of pull back for just a quick second to show you. So this mat is, I have it vertically oriented. You know what I mean? Like I have it running long ways this way because that's where the meat of my desk is. This one that I'm giving away is a horizontal layout. Same thing though, same size. It's just like the one I'm using here on my desk. The only difference is it's got a horizontal orientation. So brake mat. And again, if you have duck race spots, those will count just like any other spot. Let me add our names in, maybe. There we go. All right. So I got everybody in there. I just pasted them in. Yep. All right. And just like we've done all week, we're going to randomize this 3 times, and whoever's at the top is going to be the winner for the brake mat. So good luck to everybody. There's 1. 2. And this will be the last one, 3. So it's going to go, interesting, it's going to go to the Jesse Love spot. And Jesse Love was a filler spot. That's going to go to Dan 𝐁𝐁𝐫𝐞𝐤. So congrats, Dan the Man. You got the brake mat. If you don't get anything out of the filler, you still won something. So congrats to Dan the Man on that bad boy. And now we can get to the main event, so to speak, here. Let me make a note for Dan so I don't forget. I mean, I can always go back to the video, but I like to just take a second, make myself a sticky note, and then I really can't mess it up too much, you know? All right. Let's get this bad boy ready to go. Let's get us some colors in here. How about some red? green, and yellow tonight. Give us some fun spring break colors. Spring break finale. Put it on the dash in car or truck. There you go. Yeah, it would work. It would work if you wanted it on your dash. Yeah. The back side of it is a non-slip or anti-slip or whatever. It would also work if somebody had like a big toolbox, like if you were a technician and you had a big toolbox. Yeah, Dan, you won 2 spots. You won 2 spots in the filler. But more importantly, you got the breaker mat. So you want a brake mat, just like the one I'm using here. You're going to get one of these. So, yes, sir. All right, let's get into the boxes. Good luck to everyone. You guys talking about Duke losing, I had no idea about anything. So the track that I was at Atomic, they have zip for service. And so basically, when we pulled in the parking lot, we lost touch with all human interaction, basically. I was trying and trying. I went up to the top of I went all the way up to the top of the bleachers trying to get some service to update our list. Couldn't get anything. So yeah, I didn't know anything until we got home, basically. I didn't know who won the race. Finally saw that Chase won that. So, Daniel Dye, White Sparkle. Going to Jake. I was going to say, I bet Will Blackman enjoyed seeing Duke go down. Bubba Wallace going to Lucas. Lucas Mast. And then Ryan Blaney on the White Sparkle goes to Robert Rich. And again, quick reminder, this stuff, I have no reason to believe I won't be able to get it all out tomorrow, but this stuff should all ship tomorrow. So basically everything from spring break week, if you hit something in a break that included shipping, not every break this week did, but a lot of them did. So if you hit something that included shipping, I'm going to ship everything out tomorrow. And then maybe sometime tomorrow afternoon, once I've got everybody out that had free shipping, I might make a post and tag folks who have stuff here that didn't get the free shipping. And then if anybody wants to ship, they can. 14 of 35, Dale Jarrett. Dale Jarrett goes to Dan Owens. Can't believe Mike picked the team up north to win it all. Yeah, Scott, I thought they were tough. Did they win, or are they out now, or what's the situation there? Nice one, Dan Owens. I really feel like they're a tough team. 65 of 75, race used sheet metal, David Reagan. Going to Jake. They won. Oh, we're going too small there. That's too small. Yeah, I really did think that that they were a tough team. So, $19 out of 75 silhouettes. Garrett Smithley, nice 3-color for Garrett. He's going to be an unlisted driver. Go to Thomas Jones. That's pretty cool. Let's put that up there for a minute. Then we got Chris Buescher, 35 of 75. Yeah, I think a lot of people were really high on Arizona. I didn't watch a lot of college basketball this year to have any kind of a real good. Man, is that just a defective top loader or what? Because those should be fitting. That one for sure should fit. I think I just got a bad top loader or something, or like a missized in the box or something. I don't know. Well, I hadn't heard that part about the Duke women yet either, so now I know the Duke women lost too. I like the Duke women's coach, though. I think she's an excellent coach. 50 of 75, race-used fire suit, Tony Breitinger. Going to Andy Colwell. $94 and $99 on the Rookie of the Year, Eric Jones autograph for Anthony Hawley. There we go. UConn men and women both, yeah. 10 of 25, clutch factor, Todd Gilliland. He's going to go to Andrew Haywood. Two of 10, hollow gold, Lane Riggs. Lane Riggs is going to go to Will Black. And we got to get you a one touch for that one. There's our Lane Riggs. We'll move Garrett now. Kind of put Lane back there in the middle. Yellow on yellow kind of thing. And then our last one for this box, 53 and 99, Corey Heim on card auto. Going to Victor. You're welcome for Roy Williams, no doubt. Roy Williams was a heck of a coach. Man, he had Kansas humming for a while. It's a different game now, though, you know? Like, all right. Box 2. I did not see the race today, so you guys have to tell me, was the race good? I literally haven't watched a lap. I probably, once we're done here, I'll probably go grab a shower and grab a snack and sit down and try to, like, speed through watching some of it on replay. But you guys tell me, what did you guys think? Was it a good race? I mean, obviously I saw Chase won. It looked like a lot of the usual characters towards the top, but I did notice SVG finished, I think, 11th. So, dude's starting to get the ovals figured out. Custer's going to Will Black. Brent Cruz, rookie white sparkle for Billy Joe. And then Justin Allgaier going to Andrew Haywood. I feel like short tracks are another place where, like, I feel like you could probably get good at short tracks faster than you can get good at, like, mile and a halves, you know? Oh, we got a redemption in the back of this one. Empty, empty. /25 base rookie Gio Ruggiero going to Sea Salt. Gio. I guess I got this box upside down. So let's turn it right side up. I guess we could have left them the other way. That might have been fun too. 77/99. Race used sheet metal A.J. Allmendinger. He's going to be an unlisted driver for Thomas. I don't know if anybody got to watch the Lucas Oil late models on Flow tonight, but that's where I was at Atomic watching the Lucas Oil late models. And good race. I was thrilled with how well the track did as far as getting started on time, running through the race program, and getting everybody out at a decent hour. They said they wanted to start hot laps at 5, and it was like 5:01, and they were throwing the green flag on hot laps. Like, cars were on track at 5 o'clock, which is a huge thing to me. Like, if you say you want to start at a time, do it. So I was so thrilled that they, did all that, and, they really put their best foot forward tonight. They got the race program done. We were walking to our car before 8 o'clock. The sun was still out. So, who won the late model race? Ricky Thornton, Scott. So, of course, my least favorite dirt late model driver wins. Clint Boyer going to Will Blackman. It was a decent race though. The track rubbered up pretty quick. I think they were pretty cautious with the prep because of the weather. So it rubbered up pretty quick. But it was a good race to start out with between Brandon Sheppard and Tyler Erb. And then something broke on Erb's car, and it basically became Brandon Sheppard led the first 45 and a half laps, and then in lap traffic got passed by Ricky Thornton. Treasured Swatches Taylor Gray going to Brad. So, yeah, not my ideal winner. But it was still a good race, still fun. My wife went with me, which is always nice. I like it when she goes. She doesn't always go because it's a lot, especially during the school year for her. It's a lot. And on a Sunday night, too, that's even a bigger ask. 37/75. Connor Zilic, race used sheet metal. Zilly going to Andy Colwell. I think I have the box in the wrong spot. Maybe that's my problem. Because I have been having an issue with top loads tonight. Yeah, for sure. 15/99, Caden Honeycutt. It was a good race tonight because the World of Outlaws didn't have anything scheduled tonight. They raced in Genoa, Georgia. I think I'm saying that right. they raced in Georgia last night, and so a couple of the drivers, including Tyler Erb, made the trip 9.5 hours overnight to get to Atomic. Of course, it's on their way home because Erb lives in northern Ohio, but still, they had to hustle to get there. Caden Honeycutt going to Jared Friday at 4:30. Oh my gosh. These truck races. $46.99, Cole Custer. They were down here Friday and Saturday. Am I saying that right, Andy? Is it Sonoa, Georgia? I think that's where they were. Custer goes to Will Black. But I love it. I'm learning. Connor Mozak, 7/49, Colossal Material Auto. Andy said close enough. All right, I appreciate you giving me a pass. I appreciate you just letting me slide. Connor Mozak goes to Thomas in the unlisted spot. All kind of ways, yeah. Yeah, we had Tyler Erb showed up and Tristan Chamberlain, which I think Tristan is running with the World of Outlaw late models this year too, but he also lives in Ohio. And so kind of easy for both of those guys to make the trek home. Ooh, this is nasty. 5/25. Brad Keselowski. I bet this gets Dan turned around. Premium Patches BK. Dan always tells me I never pull him anything good in National Treasures. That's pretty darn good there. That's pretty sweet. I'm not sure what that patch might be or what that could be, but that's really cool. Nice hit, Dan. Nice one. Yeah, there was a lot of faces that I'm not used to seeing or that I've not even know. There was a late model there today. So funny story. Let me just tell you guys this because you guys might find this hilarious. As we get to our redemption, triple threat signers, Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin redemption going to Brad. Nice, Brad. That should be a nice card. So, I wanted to tell you guys, when we got to the track tonight, this is what I always do when I get to the racetrack is, you get there, you mark your seat, and then you go down and walk around and check out the merch. And so, and my wife loves to go look at shirts and stuff, so we did that. And there's a merch trailer there tonight of a guy from Minnesota, and I still couldn't tell you his name because I had never heard of him before tonight, and I still don't, like I said, I still can't remember his name, but he had some really cool merch, and I guess he used to be a big modified driver, and now he's made the switch to late models. But some nice looking shirts and stuff. So we bought, I think we each bought a sweatshirt from him off their clearance rack. We got 2 sweatshirts for $40. So, off of a clearance rack for $40 to get 2 sweatshirts, you can't beat that. So, but anyway, now I'm going to try to pay attention to this guy and follow him because we bought his merch, so now we got to root for the guy. And I don't even know who he is. Ryan Priest going to Andy Heisey. So, now I've got a new driver to follow, and I got to start doing some research on him and look him up and, all that stuff. Creep on him online. Kyle Petty going to Thomas. just because he came from Minnesota. Exactly. Yeah. Sharp looking shirts and stuff though. And the lady, I'm assuming that she must be a relative. She, seemed fairly young. Super, super nice. They had a dog in their merch trailer. The dog was super cool. He was like laying in a chair, and like we walked up and he just sort of opened his one eye and looked at us like, all right, I'm keeping my eye on you, but I'm not moving. Austin Beers goes to James Ward. So, especially, yeah. Oh yeah, same, Scott. We love, that's half the fun is the merch, right? And so what we'll do, like, especially at Eldora in June for the Dream, if you're somebody if you're into racing merch and like going to the different haulers, and especially if you like looking for deals, Eldora is the place to do it, because there's so many race teams that set up there, and everybody will have stuff on clearance. They'll have clearance racks and sale stuff, and then their newest stuff, and you can go crazy there. So that'll be what we'll do at the Dream. We'll probably spend a couple $100 there on shirts and stuff, but 90% of the time I wear a racing shirt almost every day. 23 of 25, Corey Day. Going to Williams Steel. I feel like we need some heat out of these. The first two boxes, we've had some good cards, but nothing that is like, whoa. I feel like we need to kind of heat up a little bit here in this box. I'm going to leave them upside down. Maybe that'll do the trick for us. Alex Bowman, race used fire suit, 20 of 75. Bowman goes to JR. %60 of my closet. Exactly, Scott. 100% factual in my case, too. 55 and 99, Ryan Blaney. Race used fire suit. 100% relatable. I like event merch, like specific event shirts, especially when they show like previous winners and stuff like that. I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. Josh Berry, 45 and 99, treasured moments. That's nice. Josh Berry's going to go to JR. We're going to swap out some guys here. Put Josh Berry up there. Oh, we got a nice patch, too. Check this out. 3 of 10. Treasured swatches, Ryan Preece. That's a good-looking card. Going to Andy Heisey on the hollow gold. Have stats on the back, yeah. When I go to the track, I like to get event shirts, like for the specific event. If it's a track that I've never been to, I like to get a shirt from the track. And if none of those things apply, then I like to find a driver that maybe isn't as popular. And I try to go buy something from them, because I want to see everybody do well, right? Like, so just like tonight, the driver that was there from Minnesota, we didn't even know who he was. And the woman that helped us was super sweet. And she even said, thank you for, supporting us. And, so that's kind of what our MO is. And my wife doesn't care. Like, my wife doesn't have favorite drivers. She just likes cool shirts. which is fun. So she'll have a little more fun when we go to Eldora because she's more into tank tops. So she'll enjoy that at Eldora more when we get into summertime. 4 of 10, treasured numbers, Harrison Burton. Hollow gold. Harrison Burton was unclaimed and will go to Dan Velkovich. That's a nice Harrison. I'm surprised nobody claimed the Harrison spot. That's interesting. Of course, you just never know. Sometimes folks just aren't in the mood for a break, and it's okay. There's like an imperfection. Oh, that's interesting. Look at this. Not to deviate from our break too much. I know it's late. The plastic has a bubble in the plastic, right where my finger is, but it's in the middle of the plastic. We're just going to keep it. If you don't like it, you can flip the card around. But that's not on the card. It's interesting. I find that kind of cool. Harrison Burton going to Dan. Get kind of all of our one touches up there. Jeb Burton, 85 out of 99. We'll go to Thomas Jones Jr. Yeah, we've been to races like that, Scott, where that happens, where the weather turns and all of a sudden everybody's like running to the trailers buying hoodies and jackets and everything. And we've done that. My dad and I had done that over the years where, they're calling for certain weather and we get there and you're like, dang, it's cold. We didn't even bring a sweatshirt. Oh, we got to go buy one, So it's like, oh, darn, got to go buy a sweatshirt. But 62 of 75, Fire Suit Signatures, Chris Buescher. Going to David Brinkman. And then this is a nice card, but we're going to end up having to do a random for it. Kyle Larson and Cliff Daniels. Dual autos. I got to get one of these eventually. Kyle Larson is owned by Storm Ghost. Cliff Daniels will be Thomas Jones Jr. So Larson and Cliff Daniels. We'll have to do a random for that. Between Storm Ghost and Thomas. What in the world? I almost think I got a bad batch of top loads or something. Or mislabeled. That's got to be what it is. We're just going to set those aside. Very nice Larson there. We'll put him on the stand so that we don't forget, most importantly. Let me open some more of these real quick. All right. Fourth and final box. I said we needed to heat up a little bit. I feel like we did heat up a little bit with that box. That was a pretty strong NT box there. With the golds, the dual auto. That one was a little spicier. All right. Last box of spring break week. I mentioned it in the post, but again, I hope everybody had fun this week. I know I have. Oftentimes I don't get a lot of feedback from everybody, so I guess I sort of take it as no news is good news most of the time. But I do hope everybody's had fun this week. That's the main idea. It's just something to do, something different. White Sparkle, 𝐁𝐑𝐄𝐢𝐧𝐠. Going to Andy. Corey Heim, White Sparkle. Going to Victor. It's always an expensive but fun week. Well, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I try to mix it up, you know, like it's hard, but I try to keep a good variety and not, like I felt like I saved kind of the one case break for the end. Cindric going to Troy, but you know what I mean? Like I try to keep everybody's wallets in mind. And even though we were breaking every day this week, I'm still not like naive to the fact that I know other people are, you know, doing breaks in other places, and you know, I'm not the only dog in town, so to speak, you know. So definitely appreciate the support. I hope everybody's had fun. That, like I said, that's the main idea. All right, last break. 29 of 35. Chase Elliott. Yeah, I like seeing that, Sarah. You know, and you know, Scott Dixon will do that too, especially when you get, like when we do the pull box, or Scott will just randomly grab a couple drivers. He did that the other night with like Mike Harmon and somebody, I forget who he grabbed, but sometimes you got to change up your luck a little. Chase Elliott's going to go to William Steele, and even if you claim a driver that you don't collect, you can always save it if you hit something for Secret Santa. 62 of 75 silhouettes, Joey Gaze. Joey Gaze is going to go to Thomas. You know, I know it's the end of March, but at the end of November, we'll be talking Secret Santa again. So, what, 7 months away? 8 months away? Like, 1 of 10, race used sheet metal, Brennan Poole. That's also going to go to Thomas on the hollow gold. Gold! Hit better with my random drivers than my normal guys. That's usually how it goes. That's usually about how it happens. All right, Brennan Poole. And we got 54 of 75, Sheldon Creed, race used fire suit. Creed will go to Andrew Haywood. Then we got 16 of 25, Jimmy Johnson. JJ belongs to JR. And we got a booklet. Let me get a mag for the book. I figured it had to be coming because you usually see one in every case. Usually. All right. Our booklet. Prime Fire Suit Material Signatures, 14 of 25. John Hunter Nemechek. This should be pretty nice. Who's got John Hunter? Jordan Hansen. A little more on the plain side as far as the fire suit, but patch auto, as long as we got ink, we take it. We like those. The only time we boo is when we don't get the ink with it, you know? As long as you got the patch auto, I really don't have any complaints about that. And it would still be cool if you took it to the track and got it another signature right across there. That'd be cool too, if you wanted to. I like less booklets in NT better than 500 blank. Yeah, exactly. I do like less booklets, but more kind of better quality booklets. 7 out of 10. Hollow Gold, Zane Smith, Rookie of the Year. That's going to go to Stephen Hudson. I think it's 100 point. Yep. Will look good next to Chastain. There you go. Booklets display really well. If you've got space to put them out and like display them, booklets display really, really well. Zane. Going to Steven. And most probably can take a peek at what's on the bottom. Kyle Busch. 6 out of 10 race gear graphs. Kyle Busch is going to go to Andy Colwell. Nice hit, Andy. Hollow Gold patch auto. That doesn't suck at all. These last 2 boxes is where all the goodies were hiding, so to speak, I guess. All the golds and short prints, and we needed these last 2 boxes. They got us over the hump. Yeah, and we're still not done. Check that out. Kyle Busch. I'm going to move Harrison. And we'll put KB there. And like I said, check it out. We still got one more nice one yet to go. 50 and 99. Triple threat. William Byron. Going to Lewis. Very nice. Yeah, those last 2 boxes got us going for sure. All right. Let me ditch the gloves. I'll hit you guys with a quick recap. I have not figured out what we're going to break next. Next break will be Tuesday, though. I do know that. Break next. That doesn't even make sense. The next break will be Tuesday. But I don't know what it'll be yet. I will get that figured out by tomorrow, though. All right, let's recap everything real quick for everybody. And then we're going to put a bow on the random for the Larson and Cliff Daniels and wrap up spring break week. So we had white sparkles of Austin Cindric, Corey Heim, Connor Zilic, Austin Beers, Kyle Petty, Ryan Preece, Justin Allgaier, Brent Cruz, Cole Custer, Ryan Blaney, Bubba Wallace, and Daniel Dye. Patches, Jimmy Johnson, Sheldon Creed, Joey Gaze, Ryan Blaney, Alex Bowman, Connor Zilic, Taylor Gray, Clint Boyer, A.J. Allmendinger, Garrett Smithley, Tony Breidinger, Chris Busher, and David Reagan. Oh, yeah, for sure, Andy. I appreciate the trade, too, man. Appreciate you working with me. Chase Elliott, Corey Day, Gio, and Dale Jarrett were the base cards. And then our autos went like this. Denny Hamlin on a redemption. Triple threat. Triple threat, William Byron, Chris Busher, Jeb Burton, Josh Berry, Eric Jones, Todd Gilliland, Brad Keselowski. I'm still curious what that is. That's a cool patch, though. Colossal, Connor Mozak, Cole Custer, Caden Honeycutt, rookie auto, Corey Heim. Heim time once again. And then we had quite a few magged cards here. Let's run through them real quick. We had the booklet for John Hunter. Harrison Burton out of 10. Treasured numbers. Treasured swatches. Ryan Preece out of 10. Brennan Poole, race used sheet metal out of 10. And Lane Riggs, hollow gold auto out of 10. Then we had Zane Smith, rookie of the year out of 10. You notice the theme here. Kyle Busch out of 10. Race Gear Graphs, hollow gold. Nice patch in there too. And then that leaves us with just the dual auto Larson and Cliff Daniels left to go. And we'll do a random for that between Larson and unlisted, which is Storm Ghost and Thomas Jones. So again, thanks to everybody. I really do appreciate the support, you guys. Like I said, I wish I could do this every week because it's a lot of fun. But man, it's some work. It's it's a little bit of an undertaking for a one-man band here. So a lot of fun though. We've seen some really cool stuff this week. Let's see here. All right, so we got Kyle Larson, and then I'm just going to put unlisted because that's really what it is. So just like we normally do for this, I put those two names in there as they are on our list in the order that they are, and we'll go 5 times on random. The winner will be at the top. So good luck to both. I realize this is a kind of a higher end card, so I'm sure all interested parties are hopeful. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're going to leave it there so everybody can see it stays there. 5 times it's going to stay with the unlisted spot and Cliff Daniels. So that's going to go to Thomas Jones with the Cliff Daniels, Kyle Larson dual auto. So congrats, Thomas. And my apologies, Storm Ghost, for sure. Like I said, a little bit bigger card there. Hate to see it go to a random, but, it's just part of the deal, right? So, again, congrats to Thomas on that. And, yeah, that's all we got tonight. Everybody have a great rest of your Sunday night, what's left of it. I'm going to go take a shower and grab a snack and unwind for a few minutes before I hit the hay. And then I got a big day tomorrow of shipping cards. So like I said, I will get everything shipped out tomorrow to you guys, barring anything goofy. And then we'll be back at it on Tuesday with our next break. So stay tuned this week for the schedule. And again, Friday will be the next mail sale. So kind of a quick turnaround from one special thing to the other with mail sale on Friday, on Good Friday. So everybody have a great night, good week, and we'll see you next time.